The journey of the heart. A magical adventure awaits. The dreamer in the mirror. In a quaint little village surrounded by rolling hills and shimmering streams, there lived a boy named Leo. He had big dreams that sparkled like the stars in the night sky, but sometimes those dreams felt just a bit too far away. One bright morning, Leo stood in front of a tall, ornate mirror that hung in his room, its golden frame catching the sunlight that streamed through the window. As he looked at his reflection, he asked himself the question that danced in his mind every day: can I be a champion someday? Leo had an infectious curiosity that seemed to bubble inside him like a fizzy drink. With tousled dark hair, bright blue eyes that sparkled with wonder, and a smattering of freckles across his nose, he was a picture of youthful enthusiasm. He wore a bright yellow t-shirt with a superhero emblem on it, a gift from his grandmother. She always told him that true heroes believe in themselves, and Leo wanted to be a hero, not just for himself, but for everyone around him. As Leo gazed into the mirror, he imagined himself standing on a grand podium, a shiny medal hanging from his neck, surrounded by cheers and applause. His heart raced at the thought of it, but just as quickly, a shadow of doubt crept in. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? He whispered to himself, his shoulders slumping. His room was filled with reminders of his dreams. Colorful drawings of racing cars, stars, and adventure-filled landscapes adorned the walls. On his desk, a stack of books told tales of brave champions who had overcome great challenges. Yet, even with all the encouragement around him, Leo couldn't shake the feeling that maybe, just maybe, he would never be as great as he dreamed. "Leo, sweetheart, breakfast is ready," called his grandmother, a warm voice that always seemed to light up the room. She was a small, sprightly woman with silver hair that danced like clouds in the breeze. She had laughter lines etched into her face, and her eyes sparkled with kindness. Leo loved her stories. They were full of heroes, adventure, and the power of believing in oneself. With a sigh, Leo turned away from the mirror and shuffled to the kitchen, where the smell of pancakes filled the air, mingling with the aroma of fresh coffee. The sun poured into the cozy space, illuminating the small wooden table that was always set for two. "Good morning, my champion," his grandmother beamed as she poured syrup over a stack of pancakes. "I've made your favorite." "Thanks, Grandma," Leo replied, his heart warming at her words. He sat down, his mind still lingering on his dreams. "Tell me," his grandmother began, "what's on your mind? You look like you've just seen a ghost." Leo hesitated for a moment. "I was just wondering if I can really be a champion one day," he confessed, staring down at his plate. His grandmother chuckled gently, shaking her head. "Oh, Leo, champions aren't born, they are made. It's not about being the best at everything. It's about believing in yourself and trying your hardest, no matter the outcome." Leo looked up, intrigued. "But what if I try and still don't win?" His grandmother leaned closer, her voice soft and reassuring. "Every great champion has faced challenges and failures. It's what they learn from those experiences that makes them great. Remember the story of the tortoise and the hare? The tortoise believed in himself, and that's what helped him win." Leo smiled at the thought of the slow but determined tortoise, nodding as he took a big bite of pancake. It was delicious. With each bite, he felt a bit more hopeful, a bit more like the champion he wanted to be. After breakfast, Leo headed outside, where the sun was shining brightly in a clear blue sky. The village was alive with activity. Children played games in the meadows, while adults tended to their gardens, the sweet smell of flowers drifting through the air. Leo's heart swelled with happiness as he joined his friends, Mia and Sam, who were flying kites in the gentle breeze. "Hey, Leo, come help us," Mia called, her curly hair bouncing as she ran toward him. She was Leo's best friend, full of energy and laughter. Together, they could turn any ordinary day into an adventure. "Do you think we can get our kites to fly higher than the clouds?" Sam asked, his eyes wide with excitement. "Let's give it a try," Leo shouted, his earlier doubts fading away like wisps of cloud. They raced to the open field, their kites dancing in the wind. Leo's kite was bright red, shaped like a dragon, while Mia's was a beautiful blue butterfly, fluttering gracefully above. The sun glinted off the colorful fabric, and Leo felt a sense of freedom as they ran together, laughter ringing out into the sky. But amidst the fun, a thought nagged at the back of Leo's mind. The school competition was coming up, and with it, a chance to prove himself. Would he have the courage to participate? Could he showcase his talent and shine like he imagined? As they flew their kites, Leo watched as Mia's butterfly soared high, higher than he had ever seen. He felt a spark of determination ignite within him. "I'm going to enter the competition," he declared, surprising even himself. Mia and Sam paused, their kites drifting slightly lower. "Really?" Mia asked, her eyes widening with excitement. "What will you do?" I'm not sure yet," Leo admitted, scratching his head. "But I know I want to try." "Then I'll help you," Mia exclaimed, her voice filled with enthusiasm. "We can practice together." "Me too," Sam added, pumping his fist in the air. "We can be a team." Leo's heart fluttered with joy. Maybe, just maybe, he could be a champion, surrounded by friends who believed in him. With a determined smile, he ran faster, his kite soaring higher as if to echo his newfound resolve. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Leo felt a sense of excitement wash over him. He returned home that evening, a fire of determination kindling in his heart. He rushed to the mirror once more, looking at his reflection. "Tomorrow," he whispered to himself, "I will start believing in myself." With that, Leo climbed into bed, dreams of flying kites and competitions swirling in his mind. His grandmother's words echoed softly in his heart, wrapping around him like a warm blanket. In that moment, he knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, he had friends by his side and the courage to chase his dreams. And as he drifted off to sleep, a smile crept across his face. Perhaps he really could be a champion someday. The challenge awaits. The sun rose the next morning, casting a golden glow over the village as Leo jumped out of bed, filled with excitement and determination. He could hear the cheerful chirping of the birds outside and the distant laughter of children playing in the meadows. Today was the day he would share his decision to participate in the school competition with his friends. Leo dressed quickly, pulling on his favorite bright yellow t-shirt, the one that made him feel brave, and raced down to the kitchen. "Good morning, my little champion," his grandmother greeted him with a smile, setting a plate of toast on the table. "What's on your mind today?" "I'm going to enter the competition," Leo declared, his voice brimming with enthusiasm. "And I'm going to need your help." His grandmother's eyes twinkled with delight. "That's wonderful, Leo. I believe in you. But remember, it's not just about winning. It's about trying your best and having fun along the way." Leo nodded, feeling her encouragement wrap around him like a cozy blanket. He devoured his toast, filled with excitement about the challenges ahead. After breakfast, he dashed out to meet Mia and Sam at the playground. "Hey guys," Leo called as he spotted them swinging on the swings. "I've got something to tell you." Mia jumped off her swing and ran over, her curly hair bouncing. "What is it? You look super excited." "I'm entering the school competition," Leo exclaimed, his heart racing with anticipation. "And I want both of you to help me practice."
"Wow,
"That's awesome," Sam said, his eyes widening in excitement. "What will you do?" "I think I'll tell a story, but I need to come up with a really good one," Leo replied, his mind racing with ideas. Mia clapped her hands together. "Let's find a quiet spot and brainstorm together. We can help you come up with the best story ever." The three friends rushed to a nearby grassy hill, a perfect spot where they could spread out and let their imaginations run wild. They settled down in a circle, and Leo took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of the sun on his face. "Okay, I want it to be about a brave knight who goes on an adventure," Leo began, his voice full of enthusiasm. "But wait," Mia interrupted, her eyes sparkling with ideas. What if the knight had a talking animal friend who helps him on his journey, like a wise old owl or a playful squirrel? Leo's imagination soared as he pictured a clever owl named Oliver guiding the knight through challenges.
Yes.
And maybe the knight has to face a dragon to save the village. Sam's eyes lit up. And the dragon could turn out to be friendly. What if it just wants to be understood? As they continued to brainstorm, ideas flowed like a bubbling brook, each suggestion building upon the last. They created a magical world filled with adventure, laughter, and friendship. Leo felt more excited than ever about sharing his story, and the support from Mia and Sam filled him with confidence. But as the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a warm orange glow over the hill, a shadow fell over their excitement. Sam suddenly frowned and said, "But what if you mess up on stage, Leo? What if nobody likes your story?" Wave of doubt washed over Leo, and for a moment, he felt like a balloon losing air. "What if I do mess up?" he whispered, staring at the ground. Mia, sensing the shift in the mood, quickly chimed in. "Leo, everyone makes mistakes. Remember when I tripped during the relay race last year? I fell flat on my face." She giggled, and Leo couldn't help but smile at the memory.
Yeah.
"And then you jumped up and finished the race like a hero," Sam added, grinning. "It's okay to mess up. What matters is that you try your best and have fun." Leo's heart swelled with gratitude for his friends. "You're right. I'll just focus on sharing the story and having a great time." Encouraged by their words, Leo spent the next few days crafting a story, weaving it with imagination and laughter. Mia and Sam joined him in practice sessions, helping him refine his storytelling skills. They would gather in the park, sitting beneath the big oak tree, as Leo recited his tale, their faces lighting up with excitement and anticipation. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, Leo would begin, his voice rising and falling like the wind through the leaves. He painted vivid pictures with his words, bringing Oliver the owl and the friendly dragon to life. But amid all the joy, Leo began to feel the pressure of the upcoming competition. The closer it got, the more nerves fluttered in his stomach like a swarm of butterflies. What if he forgot his lines? What if the audience didn't laugh or clap? One sunny afternoon, Leo decided to practice alone in his room, hoping that if he rehearsed enough, his worries would fade. He closed the door, took a deep breath, and stood in front of his mirror, just like he had a few days earlier. "You can do this, Leo," he told himself, channeling his grandmother's encouraging words. He began to recite his story, imagining the audience sitting in front of him, hanging onto every word. But just as he reached the climactic part about the knight facing the dragon, his voice faltered, and he forgot what came next.
No.
"Not now," Leo exclaimed, feeling frustration bubbling inside him. He took a deep breath and tried again, but doubt crept back in. "What if I really mess this up? What if no one believes in me?" The sound of laughter outside caught his attention. He peeked through the window and saw Mia and Sam playing tag with other children in the neighborhood, their faces bright with joy.
A pang
of loneliness washed over Leo. He longed to be out there with them, but the competition loomed ahead like a storm cloud in the sky. Suddenly, he remembered his grandmother's words, "It's about believing in yourself." With that thought in mind, Leo turned back to the mirror and spoke to his reflection. "I will believe in myself. I can do this." As he continued to practice, he felt the weight of his worries begin to lift. He lost himself in the rhythm of the story, allowing his imagination to carry him away. The knight's adventure transformed into a thrilling tale that felt like his very own journey. Days passed, and soon, the day of the competition arrived. The village square was bustling with excitement as families gathered to watch their children showcase their talents. Bright banners flapped in the gentle breeze, and the scent of popcorn filled the air. Leo's heart raced as he and his friends approached the stage, which sparkled under the sunlight like a treasure chest waiting to be opened. "Look at all those people," Mia exclaimed, her eyes wide with awe. Leo's stomach flipped as he scanned the crowd. There were parents, teachers, and friends, all gathered to cheer for the contestants. It was a mix of thrilling excitement and terrifying anxiety. As they waited for the event to begin, Leo paced back and forth, running his hands through his hair. "What if I forget everything?" he fretted, his voice barely above a whisper. "You won't forget. Just take a deep breath," Sam said, trying to calm him down. "Just think of it like you're telling us your story. You've practiced so much." Mia nodded in agreement. "And remember, we're right here cheering for you. You've got this, Leo." Their support helped, but Leo still felt butterflies dancing in his stomach. Just then, the announcer's voice boomed through the square, calling the first contestant to the stage. The audience erupted in applause, and Leo felt his heart race even faster. As the performances continued, Leo watched each participant step forward, showcasing talents that ranged from singing to juggling and dancing. Each child shone brightly, their unique skills lighting up the stage. With each act, Leo's excitement grew, and he found himself imagining how it would feel to share his story. Finally, the moment arrived when his name was called. Next up, we have Leo, sharing his tale of adventure. His heart raced as he stepped forward, feeling the weight of the spotlight on him. The audience clapped and cheered, and as he climbed onto the stage, the world around him faded into a blur. The only thing he could see was the microphone in front of him and the friendly faces of Mia and Sam in the crowd. Taking a deep breath, Leo opened his mouth to speak. Once upon a time in a kingdom far away, there was a brave knight named Leo. His voice echoed through the square, and as he told a story, he could feel the energy of the audience. They leaned in, captivated by the adventure he spun. For a moment, all his worries melted away. But then, just as he reached the climax, where the knight confronted the dragon, his mind went blank. Panic surged within him, and he felt his heart race. "What if I forget the rest?" he thought desperately, feeling a rush of fear. But as he looked out into the crowd, he caught sight of Mia and Sam, beaming with encouragement. He remembered their words, "Just take a deep breath." Leo took a moment, closed his eyes, and inhaled deeply. With that breath, he felt a wave of calm wash over him. "The dragon," he began, finding his voice once more, "turned out to be friendly. It just wanted a friend." The audience gasped, and Leo felt the warmth of their reactions flow through him. He continued, weaving his story with joy, laughter, and imagination. He could see the smiles on their faces, and with every word, he felt more confident. As Leo reached the end of his tale, he could hardly believe how far he had come. The crowd erupted in applause, cheers ringing out across the square. He took a deep bow, his heart swelling with pride and happiness. When Leo stepped off the stage, he was met by the enthusiastic hugs of Mia and Sam. "You did it, Leo. You were amazing," Mia exclaimed, her voice bubbling with joy. "You totally rocked it. I was on the edge of my seat," Sam added, beaming. Leo's heart danced in his chest, and he couldn't help but grin from ear to ear. "I can't believe I did it," he said, still feeling the thrill of the performance. As they celebrated, the announcer returned to the stage to announce the winners. Leo's heart raced again, a mixture of excitement and nervousness bubbling within him.
What do you win?
He could hardly imagine it. "And the winner of the storytelling competition is..." The announcer paused dramatically, a smile spreading across his face. "Leo." Cheers erupted around the square, and Leo felt like he was floating. Mia and Sam jumped up and down, their voices ringing with joy. "You did it, Leo. You're a champion." As he accepted the shiny medal, Leo felt a rush of emotions flood over him: pride, happiness, and gratitude for the friends who had supported him throughout his journey. Standing there, he realized that winning wasn't just about the medal. It was about believing in himself and having the courage to share his story. In that moment, he knew he had truly become a champion, not only in the competition but in his heart. As the day came to a close and the sun began to set, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Leo felt a warmth inside him that would stay forever. He had faced his fears, embraced his dreams, and found the magic of friendship and support. And as he looked at the medal hanging around his neck, he knew it would serve as a reminder of all that he had accomplished. Returning home that evening, Leo felt a sense of peace wash over him. He had faced the challenge of a lifetime, and with his friends by his side, he had emerged victorious. As he climbed into bed that night, he reflected on the journey he had taken. His grandmother peeked in, her eyes shining with pride. "I heard the wonderful news. I'm so proud of you, Leo." "Thanks, Grandma," he replied, a big smile stretching across his face. "I couldn't have done it without you and my friends." As he snuggled under the covers, Leo closed his eyes, knowing that this was only the beginning of his adventures. Tomorrow would bring new challenges and opportunities, but for now, he felt content. With dreams of bravery and friendship swirling in his mind, he drifted off to sleep, ready for whatever the future would hold. The unexpected journey. The sun rose brightly the next morning, casting a golden hue across the village as Leo awoke, still buzzing with excitement from the day before. The shiny medal dangled from his bedside table, glimmering in the sunlight like a star fallen from the heavens. Leo sat up in bed, rubbing the sleep from his eyes and feeling a sense of accomplishment settle in his heart. "Today is going to be amazing," he exclaimed, his voice full of joy. He quickly got dressed, choosing to wear his bright yellow t-shirt, the one that reminded him of his journey and the bravery he had shown. As he dashed down the stairs, the smell of pancakes wafted through the air, making his stomach rumble with hunger. "Good morning, my little champion," his grandmother called from the kitchen, her voice cheerful and warm. "Good morning, Grandma," Leo replied, his heart swelling with happiness. He plopped down at the kitchen table, eager to tell her all about the competition. "I won, Grandma. I really did." "Oh, I'm so proud of you, Leo," she exclaimed, her eyes twinkling with joy. She served him a stack of pancakes topped with fresh strawberries and whipped cream. "Now, what's next on your adventure?" Leo took a big bite of his pancake and thought for a moment. "I don't know yet. I want to keep telling stories and maybe even enter more competitions," he said, his eyes shining with ambition. His grandmother smiled knowingly. "That's wonderful, dear. But remember, every adventure comes with new challenges. It's how you face those challenges that will help you grow." With those encouraging words in his heart, Leo finished his breakfast and headed outside. The village was alive with energy, and as he walked through the bustling streets, he felt a sense of pride and purpose. He waved to his friends who were gathering at the playground.
"Hey, Leo."
Mia called, her voice ringing out. "Are you ready for more adventures today?" "Absolutely," Leo replied, his heart racing with excitement. He joined Mia and Sam as they played tag, laughter echoing through the air like music. After a while, they decided to take a break and sit under the shade of a big oak tree, its branches swaying gently in the breeze. "So, what do we do next?" Sam asked, leaning back against the tree trunk. "I want to come up with another story," Leo said, eager to keep the creative spark alive. "But this time, I want it to be even bigger and more exciting." "What if it involves a treasure hunt?" Mia suggested, her eyes sparkling with inspiration. "We could have brave explorers searching for a hidden treasure, facing challenges along the way." Leo's imagination lit up at the idea.
"Yes."
"And maybe they have to solve riddles and work together to find clues. I can write about teamwork and friendship." Just as they were brainstorming, a loud commotion erupted from the other side of the playground. Curious, the trio ran over to see what was happening. A group of children was gathered around a small, scruffy dog that seemed to be in trouble. The dog was barking frantically, trying to dig something out from under a bench. "Oh no, what's wrong with that dog?" Sam asked, concern etched on his face. "I think he's stuck,"
Mia exclaimed.
"We need to help him." Without hesitation, Leo rushed forward, his heart pounding with urgency. "Let's see what he's trying to get to," he called out as he knelt beside the dog. The little pup was digging furiously, but there was something shiny buried beneath the bench. "I can see something," Leo said, brushing aside the dirt and grass. With a bit of effort, he unearthed a small, rusted key. The dog immediately stopped barking and wagged his tail furiously, as if he understood that Leo had found something important. "What do you think it opens?" Mia asked, peering closely at the key. "I have no idea, but maybe it's a treasure," Leo replied, his eyes wide with excitement. "We should find out." The children gathered around, buzzing with curiosity and ideas. "Maybe it opens a treasure chest hidden in the woods," Sam suggested, his imagination ignited. "I bet there's a map somewhere," Mia chimed in, her enthusiasm contagious. Leo's heart raced as they discussed the possibilities. "Okay, let's turn this into a real adventure. We'll search for the treasure together." With newfound determination, Leo, Mia, Sam, and a few other children decided to embark on this unexpected journey. They ran to the village library, a charming little building with shelves filled to the brim with books about adventures, mysteries, and legends. Inside, they found Mrs. Thompson, the librarian, who welcomed them with a warm smile. "What brings you all here today?" she asked, noticing their excitement. "We found a key, and we think it might lead to treasure," Leo exclaimed, holding the rusty key up for her to see. Mrs. Thompson's eyes sparkled with intrigue. "A treasure, you say? Perhaps it's time to consult the old maps. There are stories of hidden treasures in these parts." The children gathered around a large table as Mrs. Thompson pulled out a collection of dusty maps, their edges yellowed with age. "There's a legend about a hidden treasure buried deep in the enchanted forest," she explained, tracing her finger over a beautifully illustrated map. "But beware, many have searched for it and faced challenges along the way." "Challenges? Like what?" Sam asked, wide-eyed. "There are riddles to solve and obstacles to overcome. It's not just about finding the treasure, it's about the journey," Mrs. Thompson said, her voice steady and inviting. Leo's heart raced at the thought. This adventure would not just be about treasure, it would be about learning, teamwork, and growing together as friends. "We want to go. We can work together to solve the riddles," he declared. "Very well," Mrs. Thompson said, a smile spreading across her face. "But remember, the enchanted forest is full of surprises. You must be brave and clever. Gather your supplies and meet back here in an hour. I'll give you the first clue." As they rushed out of the library, excitement bubbled within Leo. He could hardly contain his energy, and the thought of another adventure was thrilling. They gathered backpacks, filled them with snacks, water, and flashlights, and prepared for the journey ahead. In an hour, they returned to the library, their hearts pounding with anticipation. Mrs. Thompson was waiting for them, holding a weathered piece of parchment. "This is the first clue," she said, handing it to Leo. He unrolled the parchment, his eyes scanning the riddle written in elegant cursive. "To find the treasure you seek, follow the path where the trees speak. Seek the wise old owl in the tallest tree. And there you'll find the clue, waiting for thee." "An owl," Leo exclaimed, his excitement igniting once more. "Let's go." The group set off, their laughter echoing as they made their way toward the enchanted forest, which loomed ahead like a majestic green castle. The trees were tall and ancient, their branches swaying gently as if whispering secrets to one another. As they entered the forest, the sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on the ground. The air was filled with the sweet scent of flowers and the sounds of birds chirping merrily above. "All right, everyone, keep an eye out for the tallest tree," Leo called, his heart racing with exhilaration. They wandered deeper into the forest, their eyes scanning the treetops for any sign of the wise old owl. "Look,"
Mia pointed excitedly.
That tree is huge. They hurried toward a massive oak tree that towered over the others, its trunk wide and sturdy. Leo could see a large knot hole halfway up the trunk and a nest nestled among the branches. "Do you think the owl is up there?" he asked, his voice full of hope. "We should call out to it," Sam suggested. Leo took a deep breath and shouted, "Mr. Owl, are you there? We need your help." Silence fell for a moment, and then, as if the forest itself was holding its breath, a soft hooting sound echoed through the trees. Suddenly, a wise-looking owl appeared, gliding gracefully down from the branches and landing on a low branch in front of them. Its feathers were a beautiful mix of browns and golds, and its large, amber eyes sparkled with wisdom. "Who dares disturb my peaceful perch?" the owl inquired, tilting its head with curiosity. "We're on a treasure hunt," Leo replied, his excitement bubbling over. "We found a key and a riddle that says you have our next clue." The owl blinked slowly, considering their words. Young adventurers, you seek a treasure that lies hidden, but beware, every treasure has its trials." "We're ready," Sam declared, his eyes shining with determination. "What's the next clue?" The owl ruffled its feathers and hooted softly. "To find the treasure you seek, you must answer this riddle. Listen closely. In the heart of the forest, where the wildflowers bloom, lies a waterfall hidden from doom. Follow the sound of its gentle song, and you'll find your next clue before too long." The children gasped in excitement, their hearts racing at the thought of their next adventure. "A waterfall. Let's go!" Mia exclaimed, her enthusiasm contagious. Leo felt a surge of courage as they ventured deeper into the forest. They followed the sound of rushing water, the melody guiding them like a song in the wind. As they walked, they shared stories and laughter, their bond growing stronger with every step. After a short trek, they arrived at a breathtaking waterfall cascading down from a rocky cliff, the sunlight dancing on the water's surface like shimmering diamonds. The pool at its base sparkled invitingly, and the air was filled with a refreshing mist. "There it is," Leo shouted, pointing excitedly. "Now, we just have to find the next clue." They searched along the banks of the pool, peering behind rocks and examining the wildflowers blooming nearby. Suddenly, Mia spotted something glinting at the base of the waterfall. "Look over there," she exclaimed, pointing. The group rushed over, their hearts pounding with anticipation. Leo knelt down and carefully pulled out a small, intricately carved box that sparkled with tiny jewels embedded in the wood. "What's inside?" Sam asked, eyes wide with wonder. Leo opened the box slowly, revealing a rolled-up parchment inside. They gathered around, breathless with excitement as Leo unfurled the paper, revealing yet another riddle. "You've found the clue, but there's still more to do. Seek the cave where the shadows play, and there you'll find the next way." "Cave," Mia repeated, her voice trembling with excitement. "Do you think there's more treasure?" "Absolutely," Leo replied, his determination growing stronger. "Let's find that cave." The friends set off once more, navigating through the forest with the sun shining brightly overhead. With each challenge they faced, they leaned on one another, their friendship becoming a guiding light. Eventually, they stumbled upon a dark, mysterious cave nestled in the side of a hill. The entrance was draped in vines, and the air was cool and damp. Leo felt a flutter of nerves in his stomach. "Are we really going in there?" "Of course," Sam replied bravely. "We're a team. We can do this." They ventured into the cave, their flashlights illuminating the rocky walls. Shadows danced around them as they moved deeper inside. The cave was filled with echoes, and Leo felt both excitement and fear tingling in his fingertips. "Do you hear that?" Mia whispered, halting in her tracks. They listened closely and realized there was a faint sound echoing in the distance, like the gentle tinkling of wind chimes. "It must be leading us to the next clue," Leo said, his heart racing as they pressed forward. As they followed the sound, They entered a large chamber adorned with sparkling crystals that shimmered in the light. The walls were covered in beautiful murals depicting tales of old, stories of bravery, friendship, and adventure. In the center of the chamber stood a pedestal, and atop it lay a gleaming golden chest. Leo's heart soared at the sight. Could this be it? He gasped, his eyes wide with wonder. With a shared glance, they moved closer to the chest. Leo reached out, his fingers trembling as he lifted the lid. Inside, they found not only glittering coins and jewels, but also a beautifully crafted book filled with stories and illustrations, a treasure of tales waiting to be shared. "I can't believe it," Mia exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with joy. "This is the best treasure ever. This will inspire our own stories," Sam added, his excitement palpable. As they each took turns examining the treasure, Leo felt a warm glow in his heart. The journey had not only been about finding treasure, but also about discovering the strength of their friendship and the joy of storytelling. With their treasure safely in hand, the group made their way back through the cave and into the sunlight, feeling triumphant and grateful for the adventure they had shared. "I can't wait to tell Grandma about this," Leo exclaimed, feeling a sense of fulfillment wash over him. "Me too," Mia agreed. "We should have a storytelling night and share all our adventures." "Yes," Sam added enthusiastically. "We'll write our own stories inspired by our journey." As they made their way back home, Leo couldn't help but smile. He had faced challenges, solved riddles, and discovered the true meaning of friendship and teamwork. That evening, they gathered at Leo's house, where they spread out their treasures and shared their stories of bravery, laughter, and the lessons they had learned. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow in the room, Leo knew that this adventure was only the beginning. With his friends by his side, he felt ready to take on whatever challenges lay ahead, fueled by the magic of storytelling and the bonds they had forged together. And as they sat together, surrounded by the stories of their adventures, Leo realized that being a champion wasn't just about winning competitions. It was about having the courage to explore, to dream, and to embrace the journey of life with friends. The hidden secrets. The next day dawned bright and clear, with a gentle breeze rustling the leaves outside Leo's window. Sunlight streamed in, illuminating the treasures they had discovered in the cave. The golden chest lay open on Leo's desk, and the beautifully crafted book filled with stories beckoned to him like a siren's call. With his heart racing with excitement, Leo picked up the book, its cover adorned with intricate designs of stars and moons. It felt magical in his hands, as if it held the secrets of the universe within its pages. "I can't wait to share this with Mia and Sam," he thought, his mind buzzing with ideas. After breakfast, Leo dashed over to his friends' houses, eager to invite them over for a special storytelling session. He knocked on Mia's door first, practically bouncing on his heels with anticipation. "Hey Mia, guess what? I found the most amazing book in the treasure chest yesterday. You've got to come see it," Leo exclaimed when she opened the door. Mia's eyes lit up with enthusiasm. "Really? That sounds incredible. I'll grab my notebook and be right there." Next, he hurried to Sam's house. "Sam, you have to come over. We've got a treasure trove of stories waiting for us." Sam appeared almost immediately, already wearing his favorite green cap. "I'm ready for an adventure. Let's go." Within minutes, they were gathered in Leo's cozy room, surrounded by scattered papers, colored pencils, and snacks. The excitement crackled in the air as Leo opened the book to the first page. "Look at this," he said, pointing to a beautifully illustrated story about a brave knight and a wise old dragon. "We can take turns reading and then write our own stories inspired by these." Mia leaned in closer, her eyes wide with wonder. "I love that idea. We could create a whole world of characters and adventures." With the book as their guide, they took turns